Hello people, this is Splish, and today we're taking a look into the Infinite Warfare beta. As you may know, they had a bad start at first. At the time when it was about to launch and to start to play, PSN thought they would have a maintenance hour, or actually not one, a few. So it took some time until we could start to play, and then everything, broke down because so many people were downloading, of course. So I think it was down about 7 hours, but that's history now. Over this weekend and until tomorrow, Tuesday, you are able to play this on the PS4 if you're into it. And the upcoming weekend, in a week from now, you can start playing it again, because then also you will play it on Xbox One if you are a Microsoft guy or girl. I do think I'm a bit neutral here, since I usually play on PC, so you will get some perspective from that kind of angle as well. And if I play on console, usually I play on the PS4. But for now, we're gonna talk about the beta, and right now, as we know, we have like 4 maps to play available, and I think you can reach up to rank 30, and you will have a lot of unlocks and customization going on. In this game, you will also be able to choose rigs, and that is something we can talk a lot about, where we won't right now. I also want to say that I do think it's very important from the gaming community point of view to actually give feedback and talk about what you think is good or not in a game, and that I will do. At least this is again my opinion, and maybe you don't feel the same. That's up to you. I also want to let you know that I've heard that Infinity Ward have been tweeting that the game is now gold, meaning that this is what you get more or less when the game is out. Sure, there will be small tweaking and fixes within the game, maybe already at launch, but again, this is more or less the full game, so remember that. I would say this is more of a demo than an actual beta, since it's so close to the release. It's also hard not to make comparisons to Black Ops 3, since that is the former Call of Duty game a lot of you guys have been playing during the year that has almost passed. But if we're talking about it, at least Black Ops or Treyarch did have a beta for PC, and I have to say I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't, Infinity Ward didn't choose to have that. If you're gonna do a good job with the game, especially to have good PC support and stuff, I think you need that. It's like the same when I saw when Respawn Entertainment didn't put up a beta for Titanfall 2. That's also a bit weird for me. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad, but I'm just saying I wanted to put that in here and hear what you think about it. So I'll try to break things down a bit so it's easier to see what we're actually talking about. And first of all, we're going to talk about the visuals, meaning the graphics. I have to say this is nothing special. It feels a bit outdated, to be honest. I mean, it's 2016 and we have games that look so much better. Actually, I do think that Black Ops 3 looks better when I do a comparison. Again, this is a bit of a Infinity Ward look at the moment. If you remember Ghosts, then you're quite familiar with the graphics, and this is about the same. We've heard people saying when it comes to the game overall that, Infinite Warfare is a mix of Black Ops 3, a bit of Advanced Warfare and Ghosts, and I do think that is right. The audio is okay, I think, although some of the sounds are a bit over the top, but I think they really wanted to do something extra, so I'll kind of buy that. It's okay, but having good headphones and playing the game, I don't know if you actually been thinking about this, there's sometimes a bit of a kind of unbalance between some of the sounds, some of them being stronger, especially when there's things happening at the same time. So when there's explosions stacking up, it becomes really strong. I hope they fine-tune this a bit, because it was a bit annoying when you were playing, especially on a smaller map, and there was a lot of nades exploding and stuff like that, and kill streaks going on at the same time. The gameplay or movement is not as smooth as in Black Ops 3. I think this also has to do with the fact that it does play a bit slower, and it's also been toned down when it comes to the use of the thrusters or jetpacks. So it's a bit in between, and for me, honestly, I think they could have skipped it, because when it comes to the gameplay and also especially the map design that we will talk about, I think it would have been even better not to even have it in the game. Let me know what you think. Again, boots on the ground, and completely boots on the ground, would have been something I would have preferred. I also want to talk a bit about hit registration and netcode. I think the hit registration is quite okay in the game, although it correlates to the netcode. And in Call of Duty, usually the tick rate is quite low, meaning going between 20 up to 50. I think this is something like it. And I wish that I could do something about this in the franchise, because this is an FPS game. It's fast-paced usually, and it would benefit so much from a higher tick rate. Unfortunately, they're still keeping that down because there's a lot of people having bad internet and they would not be able to play it. But I have to say, and maybe this is a good example of something that could work also in Call of Duty, when Overwatch was released, the tick rate was low, but they actually fixed it. I mean, there was a huge kind of discussion about this, and the community was saying, hey, you gotta fix this, and they did. They actually have a system where both players with high tick rate, a good internet and a bad internet can meet in a game, play together, even though the guy with the, you know, low kind of tick rate will, yeah, he will have a tougher time. But I think this is fair. I honestly think that this would be a good solution for the future of Call of Duty as well, giving it even a better chance to be, you know, competitive and having a good tick rate. I'm not a big fan at the moment when it comes to the map design, at least not from what I've seen of the 4 maps being played here in the beta. And I have to say, maybe it's also a combination with some weird spawns. I mean, spawn system is something they can look into and probably change. But this is the maps, this is Infinity Ward's kind of choice. And I have to say, either they have made this with a purpose in mind, and I think that might be that they want to throw things off a bit, meaning that they are, you know, nerfing the skilled players, so to speak, having a harder time, you know, not as likely as before to get long kill streaks. Don't get me wrong, you can still do that, but it's more random. I have a lot of random moments in this game, and I don't like that. I want to feel that I know what's happening and having control. I know it's a new game, but I have been playing many hours, and this is something I've really been thinking about again when it comes to the map design. Or it just ended up like this, being poor map design, because what I'm thinking about is especially the map called Frontier, which is in space, and I don't get that. That is the most random moments I ever had, I think, and very frustrating, and I just don't get it. The weapon balance so far is quite okay, although I feel that some rigs are better than others, giving a small advantage. But we have to be aware of the fact when it comes to the weapons that I do not hope that we get caught in a situations like microtransaction and a kind of pay-to-win situation. That would be a disaster for the game and the whole kind of Call of Duty franchise, I think. And since we're talking about the weapons, I do think that we're getting to my kind of biggest issue or problem with the game. And that is the very, very high weapon damage in this game. You drop enemies really, really fast. And I do think that is not so good promoting good gameplay or skilled gameplay, because what happens very often here, especially in combination with the map design I'm talking about and also the spawns at the moment, is that if you see someone, you probably shoot him first, or if he sees you, he's gonna drop you down first. What I'm trying to say, if I'm getting shot at, I want to be able to reply, I won't be able to shoot back. That happens very rarely in this game at the moment. Again, I think if you see someone and you shoot, he will die, and the opposite around. And for me, I would rather have it a bit like it was in the first Black Ops, where I think it took some skill to use the weapons, and it took more bullets at least to take down the enemy. Let me know what you think about this. For me, this is more like hardcore all over the place, which is okay if you like that, but again, for me, that would be rather a kind of game mode within the game than the actual core of the game. Some of the new nades in the game are also a bit annoying, but I won't go into that at the moment. But I want to say also that the kill streaks in the game aren't that impressive, to be honest. I don't think they're doing... I've talked about the weapon balance, and I was complaining that the weapons are doing too much damage, but now I wanted to say that I wished that they toned down the weapons but brought up the kill streaks. I do think I have touched base when it comes to the, at least for me, the most essential things to create a good FPS game, and also talking about Infinity Warfare in that sense. And I do want to say that I like the funny taunts and greetings that you can do to each other when you start the game. That is very appealing to me. And also the fact that they have brought in a lot of classic weapons that you can unlock. That is a great feature. I was so happy as a sniper to see intervention. That was like, oh, intervention, sweet old buddy is in the menu. Let's unlock it. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a like. If you didn't, you can give a dislike. But please give me some feedback and your thoughts about the game. Again, this is my thoughts, and I would like to hear what you think. Also, I wanted to say, and this is a question to you all, Will you buy Infinite Warfare? And if so, are you doing it in order to play Infinite Warfare, or will you buy it just to play the Modern Warfare Remastered? That is my question for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, guys. This was Splish. Bye bye.